Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna react to the new Mortal Kombat cast of Smoke. Yeah, Smoke, Ashra, and Geras. First thing I know is that I did saw a little bit, but I just want to wait until I get back home to react to it, you guys. I know it just like what it was on live for like 40 no, like an hour ago, but I missed that shit because I was shopping with my mother because I don't know what she wanted it. So yeah, I was shopping with my mother and I don't know what she wanted. So yeah, we just shopped like a few stores because I know she wants something and I forgot what was it. I think it was just like shit for the house. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So yeah, all I want to do is see how these guys make the make the gameplays and see a little bit more details on Smoke, Ashra, and Gears. I heard a lot of complaints about like they didn't show that much features on Smoke because they only showed like 4 to 5 things on Smoke. Ashra and Gears gets like at least like 15 to 20 to 25 move sets, special moves, and combos and shit. So yeah, let's begin because I got nothing else to say. So yeah.
Comments about it. It awesome. Just like
Yeah.
the team. I mean, obviously, you see a trailer like that. There is just all hands are in that somewhere, and it's just a beautiful trailer. People thought maybe it was just going to be Reptile. Was a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it really is showing off the 3D era characters, and we're bringing them back. We've listened. We're excited to like put a new spin on some of these characters that people haven't seen for 16 years or so, right? And to give them new life and new personalities, and to make Reptile probably the coolest he's been in quite some time.
And the cutest.
And the cutest.
Let us go one by one. We'll start with you, Tiago. About
Yeah.
what was your what stood out to you about the trailer? What part
So
made you excited?
there's really 2 things. I'm gonna pick one, but like
You can do 2. You're
I
our
can
guest.
do 2.
You're our
I'm gonna
guest.
do 2. Okay,
Thanks,
first,
cheers.
Guests are allowed to.
I'm like an old school Reptile guy. I love Reptile, so just seeing him again and seeing the fan reaction to him has been incredible. So that's awesome. But also seeing the corrupted living forest.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
We see a spooky living forest, not
Right.
the really nice, cute one.
People were
we saw
wondering
before.
if there's some of the dark stages will be
Right.
returning,
There
and the
is.
Banished trailer
Starts with a banger of a dark
It starts with a really dark one.
Yeah, there's like, I think, flesh and body parts and I don't know
know.
what's going on there.
I'm not ready to talk about
Okay,
that one
okay,
yet.
okay,
You know,
okay.
we'll just
So
have
don't
to
worry.
wonder what that one
They're
is.
Okay.
They're there. They are there.
Okay.
Mr. Kurtzik.
Yeah. For me, it was Havoc punching the opponent during the fatal blow so much that he breaks his own hands off and then stabs them in the head with the bones. I think it's awesome. I love it.
Awesome. Mine would be the Reptile, the death roll.
Oh yeah.
Just a plop, 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 plop. I love that. It's brutal and just it's super imaginative coming from a reptile like that. Like
Absolutely.
We all know what that death roll is.
We've
hitting
all
you
been
with
there.
that. I was hitting you with that yesterday.
You were hitting me with that yesterday. I do remember that. Well, that's great.
See? Tyler, salty about losing.
I don't know.
Salty.
Yeah.
You lost too, though.
I did. Hey, you know, it was about the fun we had.
It was, and that's what it's all about. So let's talk real quickly. Tell us your job. What do you do?
Well, he
here?
told us his job. He
So
started with that.
I'll get into it. So I'm an art development director, which means that I help the development of characters and environments. So I work with our extremely talented in-house art team and our external partners.
Who do amazing work.
Incredible work. All the credit goes to them. I'm here, but like really all the love and admiration goes to them because yeah, they have put together some incredible art this game, and we're really proud of what
And the level
game
of
looks
detail that there is in literally everything.
Yeah.
And even the fun little Easter eggs.
Ooh, there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs. We've been able to put a lot of them in the environments, and we're really happy about that.
I feel like almost like the stage is just every game they keep getting better, keep getting more intricate, and they tell their own story.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
like they're almost like a character within the game themselves. There's stuff going on in the background you got to keep your eye on. It's really cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with the new consoles, right, like we've been able to do much more in the backgrounds than we've been able to in the past. And we have things like the lighting scenarios and things like that that really kind of help give you some visual variety to the levels.
And give it life.
And give it life.
Gives it life.
Let's talk kind of start to finish how this occurs.
Yeah. So I brought some artwork along with me, so we can we're gonna look at some concepts of the living forest, and we're gonna look at some speeds first. So if you want to cue them up, the first, our first step here when we start designing a background is we start with these speeds. Now we say speeds, but these are pretty fleshed out concepts, and full credit goes to our environment concept artist in the studio here, Joe Zanko, who did a number of these. There should be 3 of these if you want to kind of,
How
go
long does
through
a
them real
speed
quick.
take?
It really depends on the level of like completeness that we get to them. I would say these probably, between all of them, about a week. To get a sheet of them done.
It's funny they're called speeds, but then they're full blown
actually-
pieces of art.
They are full-blown pieces of art, and what we do with these speeds is we find areas of interest in them, and then kind of
Wait, so
combine
is
them
Triple
into
Speed
a
in,
final
what,
concept, right? So
MK11?
we'll find like, hey, we like the way this tree looks in this
I
one,
think
or
it
we
looks
like the
it because I see,
composition of
Scorpion
this,
Sub-Zero
Pick and
then
choose
design.
and-
pick and choose, and we kind of combine it and Frankenstein it.
It's like an
into-
amalgamation of like many speeds into
Absolutely.
one thing that everybody agrees on.
Everyone agrees on, yeah. So we have a final concept with like a top-down kind of a view here. Here we go. So this is what the final concept for Living Forest looks like. And then we also do a
Looks pretty
top-down to just kind of help, spatially kind of figure out how this thing is laid
Looks
out.
completely
And this
different
really
than the
helps
others. The
our
others are
3D
like,
environment
what's called
art
like-
team. So like
This
Corey,
also shows some depth.
it does. It
Dark
absolutely
Shadow,
does. Yeah.
man.
And that's really
one's, like,
important
gray.
with our
This is like a
shoebox
daylight,
levels, right? Like we really want to have that depth and that parallax. So as you're kind of moving back and forth on the fight line, you have that, things kind of come in and go out of view. And it really kind of gives you that cool depth. that
Is there
we've been
is there
seeing.
any fun little creatures or anything inside that environment?
Ooh, there's a lot of fun little things like the whole idea behind the Living Forest, this game. If you want to pull up the pan, we can talk up. Yeah, here we go. So a lot of
God damn, it
the
looks
fun
nice
little
as hell.
things with this version of the Living Forest has been that the trees are almost like these ancestral kind of guardians that like they're tied to different families, so you have almost like offerings at the base of all of those trees of people that coming into the Living Forest year after year, kind of depositing these different offerings to the trees. And we have like little baby trees too that are just starting out.
little baby
Little baby trees.
These
so-
trees don't look like they want to eat anybody.
They don't. No, these are really nice trees.
Did you get the 5-legged deer in or no?
That's for something else.
Oh, gotcha.
And
gotcha.
just like the sweet like god rays coming through the trees, and like
Yeah.
it's great how like as you see it pan, how deep you can see how far
Yeah.
back the forest actually goes.
Exactly.
And just adding that depth to a fighting game, it makes it feel so living and so living.
It's a forest.
That's
It's
living.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it's just cool to see how deep it can go.
Absolutely, and even with things like JT, who does all of our lighting with the different lighting scenarios, right? Like even the different lighting scenario for Living Forest gives it a completely different vibe, right?
That's
like
awesome.
we've seen it in a couple trailers in the past, but yeah, I think it really helps. So huge shout out to the lighting guys, to the environment guys,
The
Corey,
art team
Pico,
all around.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Like honestly, fantastic work.
Thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to add
That
about
shit
like
takes time.
Beating
stages,
Tyler.
beating
Oh,
me?
sorry.
What some of your favorite things about your job are? Anything
Oh
like that?
man, I think the best thing about my job is just the people I work with, right? I normally get sick of you guys are gonna get sick of me just shouting people out, but like really, it is such a group effort. Everyone here is putting in hard work to make this thing look as good as it can, and I think it really shows, and I'm incredibly proud of the team and the product.
And just the responses we've gotten to a lot of the new stages that
just
people
Sony's
saw in the
interview,
trailer.
right?
I hope those definitely buoy you all and make you
Oh,
feel
absolutely!
happy because they're just
it
like
makes us so happy to see.
so many cool comments about it because people were like, stages are beautiful, but a lot of them are bright, and
Yeah.
Where's the dark? Oh, well,
Oh, you brought the darkness.
Here
Here's
you
some
are.
darkness.
Yeah,
Here's
so-
some darkness.
So don't worry,
Yeah.
we knew.
We got you covered. We got you covered.
So-
Don't worry.
Well, thank you so much for coming by and showing
Yeah,
this stuff.
course.
Stages look awesome. Such a big part of the game. Such a like I said, its own character of the game, and it adds so
know.
much flavor and awesomeness to
I'm
it.
excited for people to get their hands on it and go through every little
Very
little
soon.
inch.
It's
Yes,
coming.
very
It's
soon,
very
very
soon.
soon.
It's coming. It's coming.
So we'll let you get back to
I mean,
doing some stage
we only
stuff,
got a
looking
month
at some
left, so
speeds.
it won't
no?
take that long.
Something like-
Probably. Yeah,
Probably.
I probably got to do that today.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play you a quick trailer. You've probably already seen about our DLC, but it's still
No, no,
awesome. We're
Nah, I'm gonna skip to the DLC part because we already seen it like fucking like 4 times. So yeah.
Ermac
Gotta
was
get
the
it.
first main I really ever. I mean, I played the arcade games, but like
Yeah.
when I was deeply into it, first main I ever had.
True.
So
True.
very exciting. Let's welcome Stephanie
Hello.
to the cast. Going to go over some characters today. Very excited about that. Before we do that,
Oh.
I want to talk about our trip to Evo.
Oh yeah.
I think just on behalf of all of us, I'd like
I
to
heard a
thank
lot of
everyone who was
notices
able to be
about
there
Evo.
and play the
I heard a lot of
game
news
and
about
give
Evo.
us such
was
wonderful
crazy as shit.
compliments and things you want to see different. Like that's the
Bro,
thing about these
what
things.
the
People,
fuck?
that's awesome.
Right.
But we got so many great comments, and it was just really cool seeing everyone and hanging out and watching you play the game and enjoy it. Comments.
Yeah, it's super fun when you see people do like the fatal blows or the fatalities for the first time, and they're like, "Oh my god!" and then laughing and
That's
enjoying it. It's awesome because you work on something for like years, and I've seen Johnny Cage's fatality 8,000 times.
Yes.
But seeing
Yes.
someone see it for the first time, they're just like, "That is crazy." It's a great feeling.
You sometimes for you're so in working on the game and just getting that excitement from
Right.
the new eyes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
Derek.
Well, my favorite thing about Evo was just like the fans, getting to spend time with the fans, the influencers in our
true.
booth, like hanging out with
true.
them, finally meeting some of them that we've been watching for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also these sweet ass shoes. Big fan of these sweet ass Evo shoes.
nice.
Love those. But really
going
just
Evo
hanging
next
out with the
week,
fans and like seeing
going
them
next
go from the end.
You know, thing I know, just a heads up, you guys. Next year, I'm going to Evo. So you guys better you better see me on over there on the Evo tournaments. And yeah,
End of the line, up to playing, and then being like, I'm getting back in line because they just
I'll be back.
love
Wanna
the
give us some tips,
experience.
okay?
And
We'll
also,
take a
there
Mic
was some
off.
updates and changes, right? A little bit of a movement change, right?
People like that.
People really dug that, and it just goes to show, yeah, we're always listening, and everything's still a work in progress, right?
Right.
Yes.
And that should be said right now too about just the gameplay you're going to see. There might be things that change. I think remember correctly, there's a combo I created called the Dundee with Kano, which
Yep.
worked for some streams, and then some balances.
It went
happened. It went
went
bye.
bye-bye.
I still hear about the Dundee. Real quick for me about Evo, the being on stage and being able to debut the trailer for everyone was really fun and interesting and a cool, like a bucket list experience. Being able to show that for our entire team here
Yeah.
and be sort of them for a moment was really cool. Want to thank Rick.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, for giving us the opportunity to show our game off and things like that.
And Evo just was great. It was absolutely great.
Yes.
Had such a wonderful time. Stephanie, what was your favorite moment?
Oh, it's got to be the grand finals of the MK11 tournament. What a tremendous ending for not just that tournament, but kind of the competitive life of MK11 as the main stage game.
What do I hate the most?
Mirror matches.
That mirror match was incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
incredible. My heart was pounding. I was completely invested in the moment. It could have gone either way. It ended in a crushing blow.
Right.
You can't write drama better than that.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yep. Congrats, Ninja Killer.
Yes.
Great
Yes.
job. Great job.
And everyone who competed throughout the lifetime.
The twins, the entire top six, everyone who entered, and yeah, the entire last few years. I think MK11, definitely every game we release, the level of play gets higher and higher. Players now train better, have better online,
Right.
just smarter, more experienced, and that just continued with 11.
And my main guy, Foxy Grandpa.
Yes.
Keep being Foxy.
Let's talk about.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, there's people will call them the goats of the game. Mine is probably Foxy, just for his consistency.
Very few people played MK9 at the highest level and have continued in every game we release.
If there's
It
a
is
top
very
8, Foxy
impressive.
will 1000% be there.
And he's hella cheeky.
Cheeky. Good. There we go. So that was Evo. Thank you again for showing up. If you were able to be there, if not, hope you'll be able to see everything on stream and really enjoy it because it was great for us and just much appreciated. Let's move on.
Are we doing this? We jumping in?
Yep, we're going to talk about Smoke today. So today we're going to talk about we're taking a character from a bunch of different trailers. We're doing Smoke. Then we're going to do Ashra. And then Garrus.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so let's start with Smoke. I think when you think about Smoke throughout the last 30 years now, I think mobility is one of the things I think of. You look at when he was a secret character in MK2, he had super fast walk speed. He could walk up and throw you in like 2 seconds. Then you look at MK3, he had Human had the teleport punch, and then Robot had the teleport uppercut, and then all the way in MK9 he had the phase, the shake, smoke bomb, teleport. Like, I think he's always been a character that can get in.
Always had mobility.
Exactly.
Always had mobility and ways to close the gap and also be right on top of you. Teleport punch!
Right. He's dangerous from full screen anywhere. You want to hit a button, he has an opportunity to blow you up for it. And that continues in MK1. So let's take a look.
Let's do it.
But first, let's talk about his normal attacks. One of the new things you might notice is he has this knife, which is a karambit, which is from Indonesia, I believe. And he uses it in most of his normal attacks. You can see he has this slicey dice.
Slicey dice, yep. He's just cutting you up.
Low slice.
There goes your Achilles.
He uses it in his uppercut, jabs, and his throw.
Oh, right under the mouth. That's the worst. Yeah.
Another noteworthy thing about his normal attacks is he has a really good long distance overhead, which is his back two.
Yep. That definitely covers some space. That's for dang sure. And that's gonna put him right where he wants to be up close, right?
Exactly. And it is complemented by a low that could be a combo starter.
So he's got instantly the low overhead mix-ups.
Exactly.
The blender.
The blender.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be an awesome mix-up character. So let's go over his special moves. You can kind of see how he plays up close. So how is he going to get that 50-50 going?
Yeah.
So the first thing we'll talk about is his anti-air options. One of his brand new special moves is this anti-air knife toss. Jump.
Oh, nailed it.
And pull you in. Jump again. And if you EX it, he pulls you right up with a bunch of recovery. And then you can actually go into your mix-ups.
Right. So he has his own kind of get over here, if you will.
Exactly.
And he's patrolling the skies.
Yeah. So he also has a new take on the classic smoke bomb. He throws the smoke bomb into the air and then will drop down. This will track the opponent. So up close, he'll be real quick, and even full screen. He'll always go behind them, and it's an overhead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So
Now.
constantly closing the distance.
Exactly. So if you read a projectile, if you think they're crouch blocking because of the low, you can go for that. And the EX version has an extra special property. Instead of dropping down and doing that attack, he'll just drop down and he'll be invisible.
Because that's what you want, is to deal with somebody with overheads and lows and invisible.
Right.
Yeah,
so
sounds like great.
if you were thinking, I don't know, that back two, I bet I could react to that.
Right.
How do you react to an overhead that you literally
Can't
cannot see?
You start spamming stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Low pokes. Get.
So another special move is the classic teleport. This time it starts as a low, then goes into the teleport.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So if you EX it, you get a combo starter.
And that punch is very like throwbacky to like
Exactly.
MK3
it's like a
Robot.
new take on Robot Smoke.
Love it. I love it.
He also can cancel this one.
Oh, okay. Something I will never do. Nope. I commit. Okay. At all times.
You do.
And there's a fun property. If
Oh.
you EX cancel it, he turns invisible.
Okay, so you can go invisible in other ways.
I tried to find you, but you punched me first.
And lastly, he has a new take on his phase teleport move. He will phase through, go full screen no matter where you are, and go in with his attack. And this can be used not just to close the gap and check the opponent, but it can go under fireball. So, please fireball.
Let's see if you can do it. Oh, wow. First time Lanny.
There
Wow.
you go.
Wow.
And this can also be canceled.
I was just going to ask.
So instead of, you make a hard read on a projectile, if it has a lot of recovery, you can actually stop right in front of them and get a full punish.
And go into your business.
Going
Or-
to the business.
Exactly. If they're blocking, you can go ahead, stop in front of them, go for a 50-50, jump over, throw, whatever you want.
Cool. Did you do his throw yet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
How?
Oh yeah, under the mouth. Didn't want to see it again. Just kidding.
When you're playing Smoke, what kind of what are you looking for in a cameo?
Great question. And I'm always a big fan of pointing out that you could show up on your weaknesses. Like, you'll notice he doesn't have a traditional projectile.
Correct.
So you could give him someone like Sonya who has ring toss. Or you can double down on what you have and maybe get even bigger combos. Or maybe you can use someone who has new combo starters and mix-ups options. But what I picked here is Cameo Sub-Zero, who makes counter zoning even better because he has a really nifty, tricky move where he coats you in ice armor and you become projectile immune.
Oh.
So let's wait for it to refresh.
For sure.
Fireball me.
Fireball me.
He is literally just absorbing fireballs and can walk you down.
And he's taking no damage from that?
Correct.
What?
He could also turn invisible and have it on.
But now
Okay.
I want to spam it out now.
Yeah, so you pointed out earlier, one of the best things to do when someone's invisible is to start spamming projectiles. And
Right.
you can hit a stray while he's trying to move around. He can literally use Sub-Zero, become projectile immune, be invisible, teleport behind you, and then start doing 50-50.
That's very sneaky.
He is sneaky.
That's
I
very
think,
sneaky. Sneaky ninja.
and that's a great key word there, ninja, because I don't think Smoke's ever been this much of a ninja, in my opinion. I think it's pretty rad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm loving it. I think it's very cool. You know me, I'm one of those in-your-face kind of players.
You do like rushing down.
Nothing but risk.
I think I had to remind you of the block button once.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably.
And yeah, he definitely feels like he's going to be high risk, but really, really flashy, very, very quick.
And that's when you talk about like how you want to deal with Smoke as an opponent. Risk.
Right, yeah, I think you're going to have kind of two strategies. One would be accept that he's going to counter zone you. Your fireballs are not going to be super efficient. Just play the game, patient, bait him out, punish him. Or rush down the rush down guy. And like someone like Liu Kang who might have faster normals up close, be able to poke him out, go for your own mix-ups, that kind of stuff.
Got it.
Cool.
But he is definitely going to bait mistakes, punish people that are, getting too big for their britches, and then go for his big combos and all that. And I think he's going to be really exciting to watch.
Awesome. We should probably take a look at the. You have anything more?
No, I think we should show you the Fatal Blow.
Let's do it.
So this also goes with this theme. It'll track you no matter where you on screen, and it's an overhead. So check out this.
All right. Wham.
So, any last notes about Smoke?
No, I'm just really excited to see like the really creative players mix him up with different cameos and stuff, and then go crazy with the cancels and all that. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, some of my favorite characters to watch are the ones that have this sort of, like we've talked about it before, this like ballet of destruction where everything's
Yes.
just moving around, flipping out, all that sort of thing. So that's super exciting.
I'm excited to get to play him. Like, he looks more of like this type of characters that I would be into, just rush down, constant pressure.
Select Liu Kang.
You got it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, definitely a character I could see you getting. On,
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, I think Smoke's probably going to be in my rotation of characters, my repertoire, if you will. See how you handle it.
Hopefully well.
Yeah, and I think Smoke's a character that's changed throughout the last 30 years.
Oh, he was my absolute favorite in MK3, right?
He's literally been a robot, and I think this is probably the most ninja-like. His animations and all that, the use of the karambit, I think is really neat.
So we're going through this stream is sort of like we're kind of hitting a character from most of the trailers we've shown. We got
Yes.
we got Smoke from earlier. We got Garrus coming up from his solo shot, and now let's tell us a little bit about Ashra.
So, Ashra is from Mortal Kombat Deception. She was then in Armageddon, and she's been absent for 17 years. There's a whole bunch of fans who have never even seen her in a game because they may have started
Right.
with X or you know, who knows what MK9
Nine,
unlocks.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is really exciting, and I am super happy to see
This is a brand new character for a lot of our newer players.
Right.
Right.
And it's been so long since we've seen her. She's kind of been redesigned and reimagined anyway. So she's got a real fresh coat of paint. So let's check her out.
Let's do it.
All right.
So Ashra is a demon who has found an artifact, the Chris. It's a mystical sword. And when she slays demons with it, it purifies her soul. So she fights with the Chris all the time. And you could imagine that gives her exceptionally good range.
How many bad things do you think she's done that she's constantly having to purify her soul?
She is literally a demon from the nether realm, so I think she's been a bad girl.
All right.
She's been through it.
All right. She's
Yeah, so-
done a few bad things.
You can see almost all of her normal attacks use her weapon. Like, she's got a super good uppercut.
Which is going to give her good range
Yeah,
instantly.
even her sweep uses her sword.
Little bop there.
Is that the professional term?
Yeah,
for the
we all
bop?
know that's the bop.
I've played against Dan in cinematics plays a lot of Ashra, and the range she keeps you at is one of those sort of frustrating ranges.
Right. Let's go over her throw. The slashy slash.
The slashy slash. We got a bop. We got a slashy slash. Ooh. Little frost throw.
And now let's go over special moves because they are very neat. She has a really unique playstyle. So the first thing she has is projectile, which is not a typical fast, tiny projectile. It takes up a ton of real estate on screen. Does not go full screen, and it's not the fastest in the world, but it reaches almost to the top of the screen.
So you're not jumping it.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're not ducking it.
Exactly.
Good one,
It
Tyler.
also has crisscross, which is a sword slash, which is an excellent combo ender, and control kind of the ground and the air. And what's one of the ways you beat like long range footsie tools?
You beat?
Beat it, yeah, by jumping.
Yep.
So you could say crisscross makes you
Jump.
Wow. You really set these up.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't understand why people say this is cringe. I don't get that.
No, not at all.
It's my least favorite term on the internet, by the way.
And-
So, did any of the attacks you were just showing have EX versions?
Yes. In fact, I'll show one right now. The sword uppercut, which when you EX it, allows her to combo.
Awesome. But the projectile and the crissity-crossity.
They just do more damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I think crisscross has a pop-up.
Okay, cool.
So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, team, no problem.
And then lastly, we have her ghost dash. So this is a cool move where she sends a ghost, travels as far as she wants, and she can cancel it.
Nope.
And she can also do this quicker version that goes behind you.
But you're following it.
Exactly.
So, for the most part, she's got a bunch of range attacks,
Yes.
and she can get distance with her sword attacks. So she really kind of plays that mid to far game. And if you try jumping in at her, she has that special move that just is a rising sword attack that's just then going to allow her to extend air combos.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
But there's one really cool mechanic involved in all this that makes her just an added layer to make her a little bit more in depth.
Tell us about that layer. Let's
She can
peel that onion.
Tap into her dark side, and this changes the properties on most of her special moves.
Okay.
Her fireball becomes a ground spark. It can reach full screen.
Oh,
It's a
geez.
Short, medium, and far version.
Okay. And so that you have to choose which version, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Pretty quick.
So I gotta turn it back on.
All right. Got to turn on the darkness.
Her shadow charge completely changes, and now it actually teleports her to the location.
Okay.
And she can again cancel it,
Okay.
or actually go directly to where the ghost is. And she can use that to go behind you, she can cancel it, and she can still do the quick attack.
Okay.
Now, one thing you might notice is when she's doing these moves, the opponent is getting dark side attached to them. which
Yeah.
can stack
Those little
up-
swirly things around there, right?
Exactly, which can stack up to 3 times. Once she turns back to light, all of her light attacks will then do an extra hit of damage, depending on how many stacks she has.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Now, some of the ghost slashes. Can you do any of those in the air, anything like
Yes,
that? Yeah.
She can do all the ghost slashes in the air and drop down.
Oh, jeez.
She can do an attack. She can have combos with it.
What can't she do?
pretty much.
I don't think she has a command grab.
She does not have a command
Okay.
grab.
So
Or a pure soul.
So playing as her, your goal is really you're switching back and forth
Exactly.
to get
Yes.
as much damage as you can.
Yes, you're going to be wanting to switch it back and forth depending on the range you're at, what the opponent's tools are. And,
You can really min
And you're
max your
just,
damage.
and you're locking them down with
Exactly.
distance anyway, too.
So, let's talk about cameos. I chose Frost.
Okay.
You might be saying, now how am I supposed to be switching in and out in the middle of a fight?
Right.
Yukang's going to be advancing on me. He might do his flying kick, his fireballs, and all that. Well, let's cover a couple of Frost moves. One is the Ground Ice, straight from Deadly Alliance. Super fast, low combo starter.
And it seems to cover like a majority of the screen.
Exactly. This is going to be a big time movement check when you're fighting Frost. You could let it rip at any time. It's going to be super dangerous. And that's going to keep the opponent on their toes.
And then boom, you've hit it. Swap.
Exactly. She also has Orby Orb,
Orby Orb.
where she sends a frozen orb out. A slow-moving orb that'll freeze the opponent if it hits them.
And you gotta respect that, that's basically it.
Exactly. A perfect time to switch your stance, to get your things going.
Cool.
And then lastly, she has this
Nope.
stalactite move that's a super quick combo ender. Or if she holds it, she gets a secret special fourth move
What?
where she does these stabby stabs. And if you block, you can see this has. Can you
Block.
pick up the controller and
sorry,
block? This will actually push you full screen and do chip, and that can get you back in range to be going for your.
And that's a
switching
low
around.
too that you're doing there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And now the meter burner hold down stabby stab. Did that cost any additional meter or anything like
I
that?
believe it's still the same as regular.
Okay.
I believe. I do not have the cooldown times.
Okay.
and also something to mention, still game in progress. Things
Yeah.
are still being tweaked and
Yes.
balanced and whatnot.
Totally.
So things you see here, damage wise and that sort of thing, may change.
Yeah.
Obviously. So.
So-
just
Oh,
keep that in mind.
there's a very good chance.
Yes.
There's a very good chance.
We'll
they will
all
do.
remember the combo I did back in
Oh, here he
11
goes.
that just didn't work later.
No.
And
Oh,
I
the
still
Dundee.
The Dundee. Yeah.
Dundee, and I still hear about it to this day.
So let's check out our fatal blow. I think the wings are so rad.
Yeah. Huge fan of the wings.
It's an audible gasp during the fatality.
Yeah. And that is Astra. It is super exciting to have her back. I love how we've, again, taken these almost 20-year-old characters and reimagined them.
Welcome back, Ashra. Still a demon.
Awesome. Can you when you set that up for me, sorry?
Yes.
You might want to turn the buzzing off of that one. The other one is doing the old buzz. So Ashra. So another character. Oh,
Lost my mic.
we're good.
Whatever.
Super excited. I loved being in the crowd when you see a character like when Havoc popped,
Yeah.
and when Ashra popped, and you have all these people being like, and of course there are some people, because I saw some videos later of people who like it's been so long, like you said,
Yeah.
where they're like, who is it? And it takes them a second, then they're like, oh.
Oh yeah, when
that's
you
who
haven't
it is.
seen a character for 16 years,
Right.
It's completely acceptable for you to have to think about who it is, or if you got it wrong, it's okay.
Right. Just like it was that was really cool. It's just because I think one of the we said earlier, but like we kept on teasing Reptile.
Yeah.
Reptile was getting teased over
a little
and over
bit.
again.
We did a little bit.
And just knowing in my heart what it was really going to be, how long it was going to be, and I mean,
Many people didn't know who Serena was.
right?
Right. And with her now having more of this demon form and things like that, right? Even more misleading. Okay to not know,
Right.
for sure.
But had a really great time with that, and I'm very excited today too because I'm actually going to be doing a character breakdown today.
You're going to do a character break. How many times are you going to mess up inputs?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have been playing Geras a lot, so I have confidence.
I have, and we Steph and I went through it yesterday, and I feel like it went okay. And
Okay.
I'm not doing a bunch of like that.
maybe.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
and that's the cool thing. Let me just talk real quick about Geras. Is he has a lot of tricky stuff you can do, but just on a base level, you can still, if you're not an uber pro, you can still do a chunky amount of damage.
Okay. Okay.
So Geras, just a quick thing about Geras' gameplay. He's a brawler,
Yeah.
right? But there are times where Geras wants to keep you away, like you want to stay away from them, so Geras can set up some of the traps we've been talking about that I'll be showing you in a little bit. So he can lock you down in those ways as well. I think Geras is going to be good for really a lot of players. Players who like command grabs, players who like big brawlers, players
Players
who
like to play like Tyler.
players like that. But then also, he has a lot of sort of maybe, I guess, upper level moves that some of the higher level players can leverage too.
Oh, yeah,
Which
yeah, yeah.
I've been playing Garrus for a little bit now, and I'm just starting to test those.
Garrus was pretty popular in MK11.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think in this game he's definitely a thinking man's grappler and
Right.
brawler.
Oh, see that
Well-
may be a problem.
Could be a problem. So let's actually go ahead and talk about him. I am going to go with I went with Goro, mainly because I love Goro, and also he does help with my game plan a lot, and we'll go
Right.
through that in a little bit.
And you like a team of bigs.
I do. So just real quick, Goro has a couple moves. He has punch in the air, right? So you can do that.
Punch,
To,
yep.
You can do that to sort of elongate combos sometimes, things like that.
Yes.
He also has stomp.
You
Which-
can't have Goro without Stomp.
Now listen, stomp is different.
Oh.
Stomp takes your entire bar.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it is full.
See?
So I know people will be like, stomp. You have to commit to it. And then finally, he has a thing called the omelet toss, which is I did the wrong button.
No, that's punch walk.
Punch walk again.
That's punch walk.
He has omelet toss where he will throw you up in the air,
Omelet toss.
Omelet toss.
and he will. So that can be grabbed like if you're ducking, for instance. That can be it can be used to
Omelet toss?
Don't do that.
Omelet
So that's what I use. Now I want to go through some of the strings, and this will all kind of make sense a little bit how he works. Probably my favorite string he has is forward 4-4, which is just hits the ground, pops you up. It's a low.
Did you make a little sandcastle there?
He
What
makes a
happened
little
there?
sand at the end, boom, knocks you up. So for this, then you can start doing your air stuff. Let's go over the air stuff real quick. He has 4 unique grabs he can do in the air based off his air combos. So he has this, where he'll give you the old pile driver.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Which you are a fan of.
I am.
And you can see that
Choke slam.
you switch sides of the opponents
Yes,
on
you can
that.
choose what side to switch. And then you can do this with different inputs. Oh, I did it wrong, sorry.
And when you say with different inputs, what do you?
Different punches in the air.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Lead
Gotcha.
to different things. So one is 1-2, the other is 2-1.
Gotcha.
And then he's got this one where he'll just. Oh, I did that wrong.
It's really neat to see the air combat extend to grappling.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
He'll knee you away.
Yeah.
air combat, just a huge fan. I just
It's
love.
so
I'm
fun.
so in love with it.
He also has this overhead, which is so it's not
What?
it's not safe entirely, but it's you can throw this out there quite a bit because you get a big amount of pushback and you're
Right.
back to back.
Mm-hmm.
He's got back 1-2, which is neat because this is that range where you don't want to be here, get a little closer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be canceled too, so you can do like things like that.
No, you brought a buddy out.
I did. Let's do the throws real quick before I forget, because I know people get mad if we forget the throws, and I understand that.
They are very cool.
Goro comes in.
And Goro kind of got a glow up too, for
He
anybody
did a
that
little
didn't
bit,
notice,
yes.
right? From the earlier first views of Goro, oh, he's gotten a glow up.
Oh, I don't want to forget this too, because I know people want to see that he does indeed have body splash.
And if a character has a body splash, that's instant means Tyler's gonna play them.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the cooler moves too. He's got. I think we've all seen the wall he can do.
He's got a little belly bump.
Mic
little
on.
belly
And you'll
bump.
throw him through the wall. And here's the other thing: you can kind of.
Alright, you guys, sorry for taking so long. Is because I had to do a lot of things that my mom told me to help out on her, because I know she broke her. Yeah, because she broke her her feet earlier this morning, and I think it's because she had too much pressure on with work. So yeah, I had to help her out for a little bit. So yeah, it's gonna be like the same thing, right? Yeah, I seen all this before, even a little gameplay footage of it. Of Smoke and I seen the gameplay footage of Smoke, Ashra and Geras in the versus between Smoke and Lee Mei. Basically, I saw everything from this trailer. It's just I only want to react it to I wish I could react to the whole thing, but sadly I'm a bit too busy, sorry. I want to react to the whole thing, but sadly I'm I gotta do something right now, so I had to end it 10 10 to 15 minutes early. So my bad, guys. So please forgive me. I did all this just to make you guys to see it, bro, cuz without you guys, man, I don't know what I'm doing right now. And also thank you so much for 102 subscribers. I forgot to mention that shit for 2 months now, cuz I had 102 subscribers since the past 2 months. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Subscribe, give it a like, click on my notifications in my newest videos, and yeah, And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out. Sayonara. Stay wolfies.